See you in a minute. It's going. Bye.
Discover Lindt Classic Recipe. Exceptionally smooth milk.
Real quick, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know to share this call. Make sure that we support our girls, Zaidy and Ashley. Share as much as you can to your teams, to your friends, to your family members, and get everybody you can on this call, okay?
body if you're ready for this. You can move your shorty. Shake that thing, shake da 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 da. Shake that thing, da 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 da. Shake that thing, bitch. Can I shake da 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 da. Shake that thing, bitch. Can I shake that thing, bitch. Annabella shake that thing, yeah, da 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 da. Jody and Rebecca. Sexy ladies want war with us. Inna the car with us, them not war with us. Inna the club, them want flex with us. To get next with us, them can't mix with us. Sexy ladies, inna the club, them want shake that thing. Make it like a song. Sexy ladies, inna the club, them want shake that thing. Sexy ladies, inna the club, them want shake that thing. Make it like a song. Sexy ladies, inna the club, them want shake that thing.
Oh, so city, I love when you mix, Daddy. Don't stop. Oh, so don't stop.
Yo, I'm just giving out sounds. Every day I get up on a frowns. I want the more you know, little girl. I want the more you know. Say, oh.
Everyone falls in love sometimes.
You better know, you better know.
I don't know about you, but it ain't a crime.
It's not a crime, it's not a crime.
Everyone falls in love sometimes.
Remember that girl.
I don't know about you, but it ain't a crime.
Hold on, hey. Question I ask. Tell me what you wanna, what you really, really wanna do. Tell me, baby girl, if your love is really, really true. Tell me what you wanna, what you really, really wanna do. Tell me, baby girl, hey, I know what me like now. Yo, yo, if you really love me, let it flow, flow. And if you don't love me, let me go, go. What in the road, boy, I let you know that.
Everyone falls in love sometimes. I don't know about you, but it ain't a crime.
It's not a crime.
Everyone falls in love sometimes.
Money.
I don't know about you, but it ain't a crime.
Hey, what on it? Hey, beat, the singer got the key to the G. And we pretty girl want to meet. So tell me what's up before me it in the street. You see, I'll be at 9, 10. The whole of them girl they want to be our friend. And you me really love, why you want it for end? You have me brains a puzzle, me can't comprehend. But then again,
Everyone falls in love sometimes.
no, no, no.
I don't know about you, but it ain't a crime.
Ball me about.
Everyone falls in love sometimes. I don't know about you, but it ain't a crime.
Hey, you want to tell something, girl? You want to tell something?
Do you wanna this? You wanna miss? I will start up a brand new relationship. I'm gonna flex like witch, lock her off like switch. If you disrespect me, dump you like rubbish. Do you wanna miss? Do you wanna this? Then I will start up a brand new relationship. I'm gonna flex like witch, lock her off like switch. Only if you listen to this. Well, road boy, anyway you see her, tell her to see faller. You wanna rock home from me, have a little staller. No, she have a bad man round her back waller. And you see down and you a baller. No, you bust out a pure young gal a caller. No more headache anytime the rain fall. Cause in a love life you have to be comfortable. Here come the things called what? Do you wonder this? Do you wonder this? Me gonna start up a brand new relationship. I'm gonna flex like witch, cut her off like switch. If you disrespect me, dump you like rubbish. Do you wonder this? You wonder this? Then I will start up a brand new relationship. I'm gonna flex like witch, cut her off like switch. Only if you listen to this.
Show me love is illegal demo. When everything demo, oh man, don't go from head to toe, up close and personal. Get enough attention. Girl and you all man want to know. Me love is illegal demo. When everything demo, oh man, don't go from head to toe, up close and personal. Get enough attention. Girl and you all man want to know. No pay them no mind you me here. A whole lot of vandals out there. Some all want fi sample, already fi trample. None of them out they don't care. All them want do a wear and tear you. We go go so much them come near you. But you know easy fi get and if you bust up your bed. Tell them that somebody they no want it. So put your love is illegal demo. When everything demo. Oh man don't go from head to toe. Up close and personal. Get enough attention. Oh man are you all man want fi know. Me love is illegal demo. When everything demo. Oh man don't go from head to toe. Up close and personal. Get enough attention. Oh man are you.
Good morning, guys. I am at Starbucks. This is my office of choice, guys. This is my office. They know me here. It's so funny. They're like, the other day with the parking, they're like, the next day I came, they're like, is the car good? I'm like, Oh, y'all know me or something? But anyways, good morning, good afternoon for the other people that are not in the morning, right? My name is Monique. For those of you guys that don't know me, I go by Killer Crows on all social media platforms. This is Queenspiration, a community, a family that has been created on love, on faith, on all things good, right? Love, light, laughter, all of the things, right? Or realness, most importantly, realness, rawness, vulnerability, authenticity, right? All of the things that are so vital for us to live a real good life, guys, even if it looks ugly sometimes. The fact that we have this community that we know that we can lean on, not only can we lean on, but we can learn from, guys, this is huge. I am so obsessed with this community. Y'all have no idea. I will never stop saying it. I am so proud and so grateful of everything that we have in front of us and all the things that are coming. And I'm just so excited. Okay. So today, if you guys are new here, Fridays, we have guest speaker Fridays. This is something that I thought was going to be an amazing opportunity for women and men, right? To utilize their voice, to actually utilize the power that they have within. Most of us don't realize how powerful our tongues are. It could be used for good and it could be used for evil, right? But this community is a community that we use our tongue for good and we spit fire. So today I am excited. I am overwhelmed with joy. I am just so proud, all of the things, because the two people that we have speaking today, honestly, guys, it is just up until a month ago that I was enlightened with them on my path, right? Like God put them on my path for a reason. And I say this about all of you guys, and I'm sure you guys are like, but you just said that about me last month. But listen, no, I'm serious. I mean it about all of you guys, but seriously, Ashley and Zaidy, I am so proud of you guys. I have to tell you before you even start how proud I am. I know this is completely out of you guys' comfort zone. I know that you guys were nervous. I know all of the things, but you guys are safe here. This is family. Guys, I want you guys drop some fire in the chat for my girls because we need to give them some encouragement. Let them know we're here. We're family. We got this. I got to drop some fire for y'all. Hold on. Let me get my little fire emojis ready. Hold on, because I'm going to send to Zaidy only. Hold on. Here we go. Where are they at? Oh, there they go. I look like a little viejita. Oh, wait. Did I send it? I don't know. Wait. Where we at? Oh, here we go. I see y'all. Okay. I know y'all. Zaidy, you see that? Ashley, you see that? That's support right there. That's love. That's respect. That's all things great and good, guys. Spread your love, spread your light. I'm muting myself. Whichever one of you guys want to go first, go ahead.
Thank you so much for that intro. First of all, that took that from nerves to straight energy in 2.5 seconds. Like I literally was like shaking in my boots right now. But okay. So I don't do calls much, but I'm starting to. So there's something very, very powerful about your tongue, for real, for real. When you speak things into existence, they just start happening. Let me tell you, and I used to be afraid to speak into existence. Something I really want to talk about real quick because it's just hit me, but I used to speak badly about everything. And then I would sit there and be like, why is everything bad happening? Well, it's because you're putting all this bad energy out there. So once I started doing the good energy, it started to like kind of show up, right? But something I've been dealing with is imposter syndrome. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys know what imposter syndrome is. If you've heard about it, dealt with it, let me know. Because I have dealt with it, been dealing with it. I feel like it pops up for me when I'm doing something out of my comfort zone. When I'm like facing my fears, when I'm like on the embodiment of my true self, I feel like that's when I'm like, ooh, I don't know about this. All of these unbelievable limiting fears that I have put on myself from the things that have gone in my life, things that I have seen, whatever it is, I have put these thoughts in my head that I can't do it, but I'm doing it. So what is going on? So I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about that. I have my trusty notes because I can talk and talk and talk and we can get sidetracked for days and then we're here all day long, which would be cool, but we don't have that time. So I'm gonna keep it brief for you guys. So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is basically, to keep it short and simple, it is something where you feel like you're doing something, but you're doing it and you're fake. Like you're not doing it and people are like looking at you and they're like, oh, she knows that I don't know my stuff. But it's because we have all of these things built on from, I've broken it down into like 4 different reasons why we might struggle with this. And for everybody, it's different. for me, I feel like I struggle with it all in different aspects. So for example, in this business, I really feel like I've gone through every single one of these, but in like me being a mom, I've only gone through maybe one or two of them. Literally something that hit me yesterday, and it's something that Mo said earlier in this week, was watch how you talk to your kids, because how you talk to your kids is a reflection of how your parents were taught and what they knew, right? So let me talk real quick about the two dynamics that I want to talk about and that resonated with me. And Zaidy, she'll come in here in a little bit and she's going to go over the two that resonated with her. And I want to give you guys some examples in my life. And this is me being very, very vulnerable with you guys too. I'm not used to being vulnerable with more than two people at a time. So I'm being so real. I will keep it real as heck in here because I know you guys deserve it and will be real with me too. So all right. So one of the things, I'm starting to get nervous again, but it's okay because I'm going to get into like me being vulnerable, and I know I might cry, but you guys got me. So two of the four reasons that you might struggle with imposter syndrome, one of them would be comparison. So the work of others, what they're doing, what their path is, if you're focused on their praise and not their effort or how they got there, you will compare instead of feel inspired. That hit me so hard because, like I said, my tongue used to get me all the time. And I would sit here and I would be like, look how she's wearing her hair today. Look what she's wearing. Why did her mom let her leave the house like that? Because that's the reflection I had at home for me. That was shown to me that, and I'm the oldest of four, you know, so it was shown to me and all of my siblings that how you leave the house, people look at you. People are going to judge you. How you wear your clothes, how fat you might be, because that was another thing for me. I don't cry. My biggest weight was 500 pounds when I had my son, and sorry. After let's get some water. I didn't realize that when people were telling me, Ashley, like, you're overweight, you shouldn't be eating that. Like, it was their way of telling me that they care about me. But to me, I was like, oh man, they're judging me. They're this way, they're that way. And I say that they care about me now because I say those things to my own kids, or I did. I don't now because I see how it hurt me and I don't want to hurt them. So it is really powerful how you used to think and how your family used to think. It's not wrong. They just didn't know better. And you're healing from all of that, and that's fine. And that's, I'm talking to my own self right now, sorry. But you know, I compared myself because I was being compared at home, because that's what my mom knew. She knew when she went to school, people were making fun of her because she was fat, because she didn't have the clothes. Her clothes had holes in them. Her shoes had holes in them. They were given down by her brother. You know, so she was made fun of for a lot of things, and she didn't want that for her kids. But in my mind, I was like, man, my own mom doesn't love me. How can someone else love me? So I would compare everything I saw. And then at that time, you know, internet started to really pop off. So I was on MySpace, I was talking on AIM, I was trying to connect with people who felt like me. So I've always been searching for people who felt like me, or a sense of family, right? So when I would be comparing, you know, I didn't realize, like, by saying those things to people, that I was doing more damage to myself. And just this year, I've realized, because I've been in the business for a year now, a little bit about me, I just kind of came in hot. You know, I've been in this business since January of this year. When I started, funny story, I really was just looking for a business coach because I had my own business. And I thought, all right, I'll get these products. You know, I thought I was leveling up. I thought I was scamming them, to be honest. I was like, they can't scam me, I'm scamming them. So I was like, I'm gonna get all this knowledge, I'm gonna stack up on it, and I'm gonna dip, I'm gonna leave. And man, that was wrong. That was so wrong. I ended up staying even harder. I was sitting in my kitchen today when my kids were eating, and I was just like, I'm in. Like, I am in. I have found something that gave me family and gave me a sense of like, my voice has a purpose now, you know? So I stopped comparing, and it's now like, girl, I want to see you do good. Oh, no, I want to see you do good. No, I want to see you do good. And it's this like hype that it's so much different than that negative comparison, right? So if you are doing something that is different and you're used to like judging someone for doing those things, you're sitting there and you're judging yourself again. And you're like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Because you're so used to judging. You're so used to being compared to other people. You're so used to comparing yourself to other people. You're comparing yourself right now to something that you don't even probably know. And it will pop up when you're forced to embody your true self. Because our brains are set up in this weird way of trying to protect ourselves because of the things our family has taught us about, you know, in this instance, comparing ourselves to one another. It's keeping up with the Joneses. You know, you've heard that before, right? We're always trying to keep up with what's going on with my neighbor. I mean, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I hope my mom does not hear this right now because I live with her. But she goes outside and she's like, what's going on? There's an ambulance next door. She's not going to go help them. She's just wondering what's going on, you know? And that's another sense of like comparison. We're comparing like, okay, I'm a little healthier than they are because they got ambulance over there, you know? And I deal with a lot of health issues too. And I remember when, I've never said this before. I keep my stories to 1 to 2 people, but after I had my son, I had, I was not eating right. I was, you know, I was skinny finally, and people were like focusing on that. And I was like, well, it's because I'm sick, you know, I'm not eating, you know, there's a lot of things that were going wrong. I had to get my gallbladder removed after I had a C-section, like back to back, like it was a lot. And I was overweight. So I was having to lift all this weight up by myself because I was a single mom. So I had to lift it all up by myself, go get these bottles, go get him fed, and then worry about myself. Oh, child, please. I did not have time for that. Like I just had to worry about him. So I was skipping meals. I was not healthy. And then I had all these people praising me because I've compared myself to skinnier people my whole life. And that will get into another thing, number 2, which is representation. I have always been the bigger person. Even in my own family, I have always been the bigger person. Well, now that I think about it, actually, not really, but that's how it's made me seem, is that I've always been that way. And like I said at the beginning, when I had my son, I was 500 pounds. And when I got down to my lowest, which was right before my daughter at 160, everybody was like, wow, like, look at you. Instead of saying, are you okay? Like, you got all this loose skin. It's looking a little like you are eating. It's looking like, you know, they didn't care about that. They just saw what I was posting because I wasn't being truthful of I'm struggling over here with my own mental health. You know, I'm just trying to take care of this baby. I'm trying to take care of my own mindset. Also, like the reason why me and baby dad split up was he was abusive. So I was dealing with all of that, you know, and silently. I didn't want nobody to know because another thing with the comparison is if no one knows what's going on at home, no one can compare what's bad and what's good. So I never told anybody from a child to now, like what's going on in this house. It stayed silent. So, you know, when it came to that, I didn't have anybody representing me out there. Like, you know, I'm 30. I feel like just in the last maybe like 15 years, we've seen more people who are plus size, like really going out there and killing it. Like, oh, you got a fupa? Cool, cute. You know, you got extra booty? Cool. You got cellulite? Awesome. Like it's being more praised now than it's been in the past. But, you know, something that Mo said too, we live in a filtered life, which is, I mean, on here, I was like, oh man, I got to put my hat on. I got to put my glasses. Do I wear them? Do I don't? Like, I'm trying to figure out like, what's the best way to come on here? And now that I'm just talking, I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't care anymore. You know, I got moco. I gotta wipe myself. You know, I don't care anymore. Moco is boogers for anybody that doesn't know. But, you know, I didn't have that representation to be authentic, be yourself. And that's fine, you know, and now I do. And I'm gonna tell you, this last year, I have been crushing things that I have never. I put stuff in the back burner when I had my son because I was like, oh, I ain't got time for that. I don't have time for that. I'll be ready. I'll be ready soon. I'll be ready soon. 2013 is when I had him. So I was putting stuff on the back burner for a while. It's 2021. I almost said 2020, but it is not. It is 2021. And I'm like just now realizing it was never them. It was never other people. It was never all that. It was me. I was limiting my own self because I was believing all of the things that I was being told. Instead of believing the positive, I'm believing all this negative, you know? So once I felt like, and representation is a feeling like you have no one. So it could be like maybe your skin, your hair, your color, your eyes. Because I mean, people pick on people for the weirdest things. I had a ferret when I was 8. If you don't know what a ferret is, it's a little like rodent animal kind of thing. They low-key kind of smell. But as a kid, I didn't care. And my mom's crazy. She had OCD, so she was washing that thing every 2 days. So to me, it did not smell. But kids don't think like that. And they're like, oh, Stinky Pete. And they would call me that. And I got hurt by that. But I'm like, thinking as an adult now, as I have my own kids who are kind of getting picked on, I'm like, the great ones get picked on because they're different. They have something to say. And the devil, whoever you believe in, the enemy, they will put people in your path to try to silence you. And I tell my kids that all the time, like, don't silence yourself for other people because your voice, when it's positive, has a powerful meaning. So sorry, I kind of preached on that. Like I said, I can get lost in it, but the sauce is good, guys. The sauce can be good. But I want to move it on to Zaidy. Zaidy is going to cover the other two reasons why you might struggle with imposter syndrome. And I want you guys, before I move it on to hers, just know that like you guys are not alone in this. Like we are all together. We are all struggling with something. And when we connect like this, we are connecting with our inner selves, our true like child selves. You know what I mean? I love looking at all y'all's faces. This is nice. So go ahead, Zaidy, take off your mic and start it. And if you miss anything, I'll go ahead and come back in here, but I think you're going to kill it. I know you're going to kill it.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, you had me crying. I was just like, oh my God. Oh God. Okay. Well, hi everyone. My name is Zaidy. I'm super nervous to be here, but I'm also super, super grateful. Like Monique said, I met her a month ago, and it has just been like a whirlwind of just emotion and like love and positivity. Sarah was also another person that I like immediately started clicking with, and I was just like, oh my God, like this platform just felt like it's a sisterhood, and like we just randomly cry. Like we message each other and we're just crying. We're just a bunch of, but we're healing. Like. And now I'm getting sidetracked, but that's so important. Like once you find your people and you start connecting with them, there's so much healing that happens and you don't even realize it. And you start showing them love and then they show it right back to you. And it's just like, it is just such a wonderful and powerful experience. And I've never had that. I'm 33 and I've never had that. But my name is Zaidy. On Instagram, I go by Zaidy Melissa. So would love to connect with you ladies afterwards. Okay, so the other two, right? It's family dynamics. And I bring my notebook. If I don't write it down, I feel like it's gone. And my topic is perfectionism as well, which explains why I have to micromanage, but I'm working on it. So family dynamics and childhood, right? It goes, if the achievement or the outcome was praised more than the effort, then you feel that the effort gets no recognition and only the outcome is important. Well, growing up, right, like my mother is an incredible woman. She comes, you know, we're from the Dominican Republic. She comes from like the ghetto of the ghetto, the campos, you know, and this woman literally clawed her way tooth and nail to become the woman that she is today, moved us to the States, took care of us, loved us. And I know that she did the best she could. And I know that when she would say this to me, it wasn't coming from a place of hate. It was coming from, she just wanted to make me better. But she would always tell me, if you can't do something right, don't do it at all. And I've been hearing this since I was a child. And as a child, you already know, like, you mess up, like you're constantly making mistakes. You are literally a walking, talking ball of what the heck are you saying? What is going on? And from such an early age, she instilled that in me that if I couldn't be perfect, that I just don't even try, don't even bother, that it just stuck with me. And it left me no space to fail. I couldn't make a mistake. You know, even something as simple as, you know, setting up a table or you know, serving a plate of food to somebody. It was like, no. And then it became like, well, what kind of a wife are you going to be? What kind of a mother are you going to be if I couldn't do it this way? And then no matter what, I failed. And it really took me to such a dark place in my life because I just gave up. I was just like, you know what? If I'm such a POS, that I'm going to be the biggest POS you ever seen. And I'm going to show you, like, you know what, screw this. And I just rebelled. And I had this anger for so long. And I had no idea how much it was hurting me just because I couldn't understand where she was coming from. You know what I mean? And like literally, it dictated so much of my life. That feeling of I didn't feel supported or, you know, whatever. And a lot of the times, you know, our families, they just like Ashley was saying, like, they don't mean to act this way. It's just the upbringing. You know what I mean? And now at 33, now I understand, like, okay, I'm the one that's meant to break this. I'm the one that the minute somebody told me this, I was like, no. Like I fought it. And yeah, you know, life kind of beat me down. Like Ashley was saying, the devil is real. And he was throwing all them stones. And it took a really long time for me to just be accepting and be understanding of your family can only love you as much as they love themselves. My mother has been such a perfectionist that she also does it. There's so many things that she will not do if it can't be like A, B, and C. If it's not matching her thing, she won't even do it. And now I try to tell her, like, listen, babe, like, mom, like, you have to try it. Even if it's not perfect, you have to try it. And she's like, no. Same thing with me. If I'm trying to post, if I'm trying to do something, oh, don't show that. I live in a hotel. I've been homeless for a year, and I have a hotel room now. But even that, oh, don't show that. Don't post the kids running around. Don't do that. And for months, it debilitated me because it made me feel like, damn, like other people are living this better life. They're gonna judge me. I'm not good enough. I'm gonna feel like a bad mother. You know, it's gonna look like I don't know how to take care of my kids or take care of myself, and I can't provide. And you have all these things in your life, and I don't even know where this is coming from. This isn't even in my notes, like. But it was just a lot. It was just a lot. So one of the ways to overcome it, that I feel is best to overcome this, is to become aware. I started understanding this is just their mindset, and it's coming from their own place of feeling like from their own sense of unworthiness. They have their own lack, and they're not trying to necessarily put it on me. You know, my mother wanted me to be better, but she was still coming from a place of lack. So it registered to me like that. It registered to me like I wasn't good enough. So one of the things that I recommend is, oh my goodness, compassion, and to understand that, like, we're all just doing the best that we can. We are all just trying. And some people are more beaten down than others. And if you're starting to level up, I feel like come with them with compassion. And it's super hard because family is a huge trigger for me. I do not always show up the way I should. I be popping off too many times. Monique, I was literally trying to to have a conversation with her, and I was like popping out. It was a lot. And she was hearing it, and she was hearing it in Spanish, literally. And then I had to be like, okay, no, like, you know what? She's coming from a place of love. So one of the things that I started doing this. I don't know if you ladies know about shadow work. I'm not too deep into it yet, but shadow work is basically where you try to visualize that inner child, that quote unquote darkness, that dark side of yourself. So like that anger, that resentment, that hurt side of you. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to sit down, I like to close my eyes, and I like to visualize that I'm literally talking and being able to physically see that hurt version of myself. So whether it's you're angry or you feel unloved, it'll manifest. Like I try to literally manifest it in my head so that I can be like, everything's okay. Like I love you. You are okay. And I'm basically just telling myself, that I love myself, that everything's okay, that I am capable of doing this, that it's okay if somebody doesn't believe in me because I believe in me and I know that I can do it. And we're in this together. And slowly but surely, I start calming myself down because like that voice is always going to be there. That ego is always going to be there. Like, are you sure? Like maybe we're messing up. Maybe I'm not good enough. And you have to learn how to self-soothe yourself. You have to learn how to self-regulate and start shutting out all those other voices and all those other things. So that's what I had for family. And the last thing is don't always speak to your family about your goals. Not every family member should have access to every part of your dream. Not every family member should know everything. There are things that I just don't speak. I will tell you guys are my family. I talk to you guys long before I try to have a conversation with anybody from my family, because I know that for them, a lot of the times now, my dreams are too big. And I feel like my dreams are to me, my dreams are small, but to them, my dreams are too big. And they're like, you can't do that. You didn't go to school. You don't have the money. You don't have this. You don't have that. And no matter how I try to decorate it, it's like, no, you can't do it. And I have to, you got to keep in mind, it's a reflection of them. That's their issue. That's their feeling of, I couldn't do it. So you're not going to be able to do it. And again, I try to not take it personal. The second one is, the last one is perfectionism. This is high or impossible standard. When not met, you feel like you failed. You always aim for more instead of being grateful for the position that you are in. And for me, it was this call. I almost backed out of the call. Like literally by Tuesday, I was like, Ashley, I was like, you know what? I was like, I don't think so. I was like, because I follow other people, and I follow Ashley. Ashley is my mentor, and she's a sideline. But she's my mentor, and so is Stephanie, so is Hannah. There are two other girls there. Like I look up to them. So when they started the platform, I was like, oh shit. Like I'm sorry. I was like, I'm not good enough to do what they're doing. I'm not pushing as much in my business like they are. I'm not always as consistent with my routines as they are. Like I was just literally like chopping myself down. Like I'm not them. I'm not doing it. They look so perfect. Every time they show up, they're just amazing. And Ashley was just like, Zaidy, you're too hard on yourself. And I was like, are you sure? I was like, maybe I'm not hard enough. Like maybe I'm not being hard enough on myself. And she's like, no, you're beating yourself up. Like you're too hard on yourself. And I was like, okay. She's like, you can do it. You have words of value. And just having somebody support me kind of helped me dismantle. Like, you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be perfect, because when you see somebody that's perfect, first of all, half the time you're like, did it really happen? Like she probably just did. Like she was probably just faking it. Like you don't like. I don't. My first response isn't like, oh my God, it's so perfect. I kind of look like with some skepticism. Like, did she really do that? That looks too perfect. That looks too perfect. So it was just. I lost my train of thought. But it was just having that mindset of it's okay if it's not perfect. And just like, Instagram and social media, they just post the highlight reels. They only post what looks pretty. But we know, especially us that are making reels as well, we know how many damn times it takes us to make that one reel. We know how many pictures we take to find that one picture to post. And we know how many times we write the things over and over again. Oh, what is the perfect word? What is the perfect hashtag? No, everybody wants to talk about it's perfect, and nobody wants to talk about all the work that you have to put into just getting it done. And that work is messy. That work is not perfect. And when you've never done it before, when it is your first time, you're gonna mess it up. And you have to learn to love yourself through that mess up. And I'm learning to love myself through that mess up. And mind you, it's only been a year because I've never done this. Not just social media or speaking, but trying to just show up, just trying to do the best that I can. You know, I come from a crazy ass relationship, and there was just so much mental beatdown of, you know, I'm not articulate enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm just not enough. And when you believe that, you really start to give up on yourself, and then you realize that, damn, well, if it can't be perfect, then I shouldn't even bother. And that's such a lie. It's just such a lie. And I did want to let you know, like, when you put in the work, your growth it's unavoidable. You cannot avoid the growth. If you're actually working, if you're showing up every single day, you will change. It changes you. Showing up as a person that you want to be, doing the things that you want to do, even if they're not perfect, it changes you. It allows you to grow. It allows you to heal. There's just so much. And one of the things is that there's one of the key things about perfectionism is that it doesn't let you to be grateful from where you are. The person that I am today is not the person that existed a year ago. And I say this often. If you would have met me a year ago, you wouldn't have liked me. You would not have liked me. I was done. I was literally in a place in my life where I was trying to kill myself slowly. I was drinking. I was, you know, just I literally was just trying to kill myself slowly. I had so much depression, so much anxiety, and it's just crazy. And you have to learn to be grateful. I'm learning to be grateful and to be like, oh my God, like even this call, I would have never done it. I would have never done it. I would have been like, not only am I not good enough, but I don't care. I don't care. This is gonna take me away from drinking. How can I be tipsy in the middle of me trying to be productive? Like, you know what? No, I'm sorry. My vodka with Gatorade. Ugh, I can't even look at a Gatorade now. But my vodka with Gatorade is what I need. And it wasn't until I got out of my own way and I was like, it's okay. It's okay. And I just want to let you know that it's okay. Be messy. Show up messy. Show the kids running around. Show you not looking all perfect. Show it, because it's going to help someone. And you, by showing up as this imperfect version of yourself, you're letting people know that it's possible. You're letting people know that they can do it too. And honestly, that's all we really want. All we really want to do and know is that if you could do it, I can do it too. You know, if you're capable, I'm capable too. Actually, don't cry. You're like the only person on my screen. I was like, and it's just a lot. And it's just a lot. But celebrate your little wins. That's what I'm saying. Celebrate your wins is my tip as to how you can overcome this. Focus and track your success. I just make a list sometimes in my head of all the things that I accomplished today. Instead of focusing on everything that I have to get done, I focus on what did I do today? I got up today. You know what? I didn't lay in bed. I tuned into my personal development. You know, there were days, TMI, that I wouldn't get out of bed. I didn't even care about showering. I was like, you know what? Who cares? Let me just rot. I'm just going to rot away. I don't care. Just let me die. And now it's like, man, I got up. I got lipstick on. It's noon. I'm not in my PJs. What? I took care of my children today. I wasn't too busy being so depressed that I wasn't able to fulfill my role. And it's all those little things. I was able to come here and make a friend and be able to share anything with you ladies. And it means so much to me. Like, I don't even know how much this means to me, because you ladies give me life, and I don't even know you, but your presence gives me life, and it allows me to want to love you guys back. And that's all I've ever wanted. All I've ever wanted was to love and be loved, because I know how much love I have to give. And when I like someone, when I love someone, I really love them. Like when I love someone, it almost consumes me. I have to remind myself, like, wait a minute, Zaidy, you're being a little too much. You're being a little too much. Because when I care, and it takes over. So focus and track your success, because you are doing an amazing job. You're doing an amazing job. And every single day, you should congratulate yourself for waking up, for getting up, for being productive, for showing up for yourself, because we all know that we don't always want to do that. We don't always want to get up, but we do it anyways. We do it anyways. And accept your blessings. That is my last tip. Accept your blessings. This year has been a year of gratitude. This year has been a whole year of gratitude, and I have to tell it with my kids, because, like I said, like we live in a hotel, and I have to tell them, I'm like, boys, this is a really tough time for us, and I know it's really bad, but you know what? There's some people that don't even get to have a hotel. There's some people that don't even get to have help. If it wasn't for the help that I'm receiving right now, which is a shelter, I would be in the streets. I would literally have nowhere to live with my 3 kids. And I have to tell them every day, like, you have to be grateful for everything that you have. And it's not going to be perfect, but you know what? Work up to it. Work up to it. Every day, build, and build. Okay.
That was so good. No, that was so good.
My heart is falling.
Real quick, can I just throw something in there real quick, Zaidy? Before you end? Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick, I did write it in the chat, but I just want you guys to know to be aware of your surroundings. I know that that's hard, especially when you're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with other people, if you have kids, a spouse, whatever. It's a lot, right? So, be aware of your own emotions. They are valid. Even if you might not make sense of them, they are valid. Take a moment, like Mo said, do a vibe check. What's going on? I literally do that. I never even called it a vibe check. I literally called it a power hour. But I was not doing any work. I literally just needed like a space for myself, right? So do that for yourself. You are allotted that time. Be aware. Give yourself some time for yourself. Know that you're not alone. There's a community. Like Mo says, connect with other people. Like we're all here because we're here to connect. Like that's really what it is. We love to share. We love to connect. That's why we're in this business and we're on this call. Write down your little wins and go back to them. That's your evidence. I want to say something about evidence really quickly and using that word, because if you think about somebody who goes, who's religious, right? They go to church, they read their Bible, they speak about God all the time, they listen to gospel, they have evidence that makes them religious. If you're a healthy person, you eat healthy, you go to the gym, you make healthy, conscious decisions, etc. Get your evidence so that you don't feel like you're an imposter. Because when you have that, it's rock solid. You know what I mean? So get you some evidence, and that will make you feel really, really confident about yourself. So I'm going to send this now over to Mo. And I just want to also thank you all for being on here. And yeah, I did come in hot. So if you wanted my Instagram, let me know. I'll chit chat with you all. I'll probably find you guys and stuff. But thank you for letting me be vulnerable, and I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, thank you.
I love you guys. Wait, before you go, I don't know if anybody has anything to say, but I have to say, guys, first of all, you guys, this message was meant for somebody on this call, right? And I literally, first of all, you guys, the things that you guys said, I did a call on imposter syndrome and not touch none of this, right? And it's crazy because I'm like, oh my God, like Zaidy called me this morning and I'm like, Zaidy, like what you're saying right now, what you're about to drop is what we need to hear. And it's because it's from experience, guys. And I want you guys to be encouraged about your experiences. It is not, I know that it doesn't always look pretty, but your experience is why you're still here. The fact that you got through that already, sorry if it's loud, but the fact that you've already gotten through all of those things already shows your superpower, guys. It is not the end until it's the end. The fact that you're still here fighting, the fact that you got another day is proof, is evidence, like Ashley just said, that you too can keep going. Any mountain that you approach, you can climb it, okay? And use your experience to share with other people, because you are gonna help someone with the lessons you've already learned. They don't have to go through that, okay? There's lessons that I've learned that I'm gonna bestow on other people, so they don't have to learn, they don't have to go through that route. And that is exactly why you have to go through the things you go through. Okay, there's so many things. Like I said, it looks ugly sometimes. Right now, the world is, wow, It's this morning I woke up so heavy because I'm like, yo, there's a lot of going on. A lot is going on right now. But it's so important that we stay true to the purpose, stay true to the goal, stay true to yourself, stay true to your higher power, stay true to God, guys. For real, take your moment and really embrace your experience. Embrace it. Stop running from it. Okay, your experience is yours. And even if someone else was sitting right next to you and that experience, it's still yours because you experienced it completely different than the person next to you. And I can tell you that from experience, okay? I have gone through things with my sister right next to me, but the way I perceived it and the way I carried it was completely different because it was meant for me. My experience is my experience. Your experience is your experience, but use that, embrace it, leverage it. Okay, there's a lesson in everything. Okay, everything. You will never, your obstacles will never outlive you, guys. They will never outlive you. Remember that anytime you're faced with anything, life is hard. It's not meant to be easy though. Okay, embrace everything. That's all I have to say. I love you guys so much. Ashley, Zaidy, you guys killed it. Y'all, if y'all haven't, Ashley and Zaidy, if y'all haven't looked at the chat, go read the chat real quick before we exit here because all the love, I love it. I love to see it. I'm so proud of you guys. Guys, you guys gonna need to do this more. Stop shying away, okay? Because y'all got that tongue. Y'all got the power in your tongue. Every single one of you guys, I'm here to tell you, your voice is powerful. If you have a moment today to speak on your experience to one person, share your life, okay? Share your life. People want to hear it. Be vulnerable. It's okay. I love you guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Please be safe. Hug your family. Tell your family you love them. Hug the babies. Kiss them for me because I ain't got none. But I send kisses from Tiki Mo to all of your babies. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful weekend. And I will see you guys Monday, same place, same time. Bye.